Good morning. Before we get started, please like and subscribe. Please share my channel. Please comment whether you agree with me or not. Thank you so much for being here. I messed with my camera ahead of time so I don't have to mess with it while I'm driving. That is not safe to do. So I got it all straightened out, I think. But yeah, before we get started today, I just wanted to share something that there are some people who I belong to a group, several groups actually on Facebook, and there's one group that's a Neville Goddard group, and there are several people who I've invited here, so I just wanted to say welcome to all the people who came from the Neville Goddard group, because a lot of the inspiration that I get from my videos, I get from that group. And today I want to address a particular subject that somebody brought up. I saw it this morning, and I think that it's really worth addressing. It was a good share. I mean, I'm really glad that the person who put themselves out there was willing to share their thoughts on that group. And I'm just going to kind of rephrase what they said. I'm not going to verbatim, or I'm not, I don't have it memorized, but I'm just going to give kind of the gist of what they were talking about. But there was a person who said that they are an empath. That I can relate to. I also consider myself an empath. Empath means we feel the energies of other people very strongly. So they said they were an empath, and in the Neville Goddard group, Neville Goddard is a big, somebody who was an influencer of his day, who really, really talked a lot about and shared the concepts of manifestation and, bringing about existence and things like that. So this person said they're an empath, and they find it difficult to enjoy, if they manifest something for themselves, they find it difficult to enjoy the joy that their manifestation brings them, because they can feel the suffering of other people. While they know that other people in the world are suffering, it's hard for them to enjoy the things that they're given, or the good life that is brought to them through these manifestations, or in general. And I'm sorry, I want to just say I'm sorry for all the noise today. I don't want to sound like I'm yelling at you over the wind and the trucks, but there seem to be a lot of trucks on the highway today, and it is really, really, and I do mean really windy. Like, wow, these gusts are blowing people around on the highway. So sorry if you're having a hard time hearing me through all this wind, but I'm going to do my best here to not sound like I'm yelling over the wind. So to address that thought, and that's a really valid point, and it's something that I have thought about in my life. If good things happen for me, say that I, really want to become wealthy, or say that I really want to have a nice house, or I want my life to be, I want to live a charmed life, I want to travel the world, whatever it is that I think that I want for myself, say that, through the course of being positive, being in the light, living in gratitude, knowing who I am, knowing that I'm, we're all one, and that all things come together for the good of those who love Him and are called according to His purpose, living by those philosophies, and creating, co-creating with God a life that brings me a lot of joy. So say that I'm living in that joy, but I still know that other people are suffering. So there are two ways to go about this. Once we get to the point where we're living in joy, in all the wonders and the joy of our life, I don't believe that manifesting in any way, shape, or form is meant to be selfish. I do not believe that I'm not, and again, this is me, any anybody else who wants to manifest riches and wealth and go off and live on an island and, you know, just enjoy their life. I'm not criticizing that. But for me, the whole idea of having things come together for the good, the whole idea of that for me is not that I will use those things just for me, just to my advantage, and live isolated from everybody else. For me, the idea is not that. As I think of manifestation, or as I think of living the joy of my life, I think of ways to come together. I think of ways to manifest my life so that I am coming together with others and helping others and having compassion for others and being there for other people. I mean, the joy of my life doesn't just involve me living in a mansion with a fancy car. And I'm not criticizing anybody who wants to live in a mansion and drive a fancy car or an expensive car, an exotic car, whatever it is that you want, a yacht, whatever it is that you want. I don't see manifestation as the accumulation of material things. That's not the way I see manifestation at all. I see manifestation as living the joy of my life. And for me, the definition of the joy of my life involves being kind to other people and sharing with other people. Even this channel, you know, I would not in any way, shape, or form enjoy a life that's coming together for me in my favor to benefit me if I weren't sharing in some way with other people. It just comes out of me. I can't live my life and not want to bring other people along in my journey. I cannot enjoy the benefits of living a great life if I don't have other people to participate with and to help along the way. Even the coworkers that I have at work. I mean, I got this job last year. I've been here almost a year, which is hard to believe, but when I got this job last year, one of the things I said I love the people here. These people, it's like family, and we've helped each other. It's a matter, the joy of life to me is people all coming together. It's not just me going off on an island with a bunch of stuff and being isolated from humanity. I don't consider that joy. So anybody who's an empath, now again, there are people who would rather be isolated. There are people who would rather not be around people, and I'm not going to criticize them. Everybody has a different personality. The world, it takes a lot of different people to make the world go round. And we all have the right to have the personalities that we do, and to have the tastes that we have, and the desires that we have. I mean, everybody has their own thing. But for me personally, I think maybe because I'm very empathic, and because I feel connected to others, and because I really enjoy the human connection, and not just human connection, but connection with the earth, connection with everything. I enjoy that. So for me, that is joy. And when God brings me joy, I want to share it. And I think that is, for an empath, that is our participation in, when you see human suffering, there's always something we can do about it. I mean, something as tiny as this glove drive that we had at work. There were people downtown with cold hands. And our office came together and everybody donated gloves. When you see human suffering, if you wish for wealth and you manifest wealth and you become a wealthy person, you darn well have the ability to go out there and feed people and help people and house people and become a light to the suffering. That's what I believe the human connection is all about. I mean, the Bible says that. Jesus says that. Give to the poor, help the needy, help the widow, help the prisoner. Have compassion for inmates. Have compassion for lonely people. Have compassion for the elderly. So there's nothing, absolutely nothing in the rule book of manifestation that says we can't use our joy to benefit others. And in that way, then there's no reason to feel guilt over having more. I used to say, there was a pastor that I was really close friends with in Florida years ago. And one day he and I were having a conversation. I was with him and with his wife and his dad and his mom. We were all having lunch together and just talking about life. And I said, you know what? When I wish for wealth, I have everything I need. I don't really want a bigger house. I've already been there, done that. Having a big house, we had a bigger house because we had a lot of kids and we needed a lot of bedrooms. But having a huge house isn't necessarily a dream of mine. I like cozy little places. So I had everything I needed, but I said to him, I wouldn't be against having wealth. I would love to have wealth, but I would like wealth to flow through me. I really would like to see wealth flowing through me. Bring me wealth so that I can distribute it, or so that I can help other people with it, or use it to help humanity. And so for anybody who's an empath who is wishing for wealth, you get to choose what you do with that wealth. You can live in a big house and drive a nice car and help other people. If you wish to be a billionaire, you can't spend it all. There's no way you're going to be able to spend it all in one lifetime on yourself. So you'll have plenty if you become a billionaire, and you can help all those people you want to help. I'm going to close with something that I watched last night. It was really, really, really touching. And I don't know how I stumbled upon this on YouTube. But last night I was just kind of leafing through videos, which I do before I go to sleep. And a video came on about a gorilla. Of all things. I don't know what the world of algorithms does, or what it's doing in the background, but somehow it just brings me things. But this was a story about a gorilla named Koko, and if you want to look her up, Koko is spelled Koko. And if you look up the story of Koko, she was brought in as a baby gorilla. Her mother, she had some medical issues, and when they took her in to get her treated, when they tried to reintroduce her to her mother rejected her. So she was adopted, more or less, by this wonderful lady who raised her. And they taught Koko how to communicate. So this is a gorilla, and they taught the gorilla the English language. This gorilla I think she had like 200 words, or she had so many different things that she could, express. Now, she didn't talk, but she used sign language. They taught her sign language, so she could sign and express herself. And they also had this little pad. They have this sometimes for people who have neurological issues, that they're nonverbal, and she was able to push buttons on a pad to express herself. So this gorilla, Koko, was expressing herself, and she would say things like, if she didn't understand something, I'll let you watch the video, but just one example. She didn't know the word for ring. And when she defined a ring, she understood concepts, because she called a ring a finger bracelet. She knew what a finger was, and she knew what a bracelet was, so she called this a finger bracelet. This gorilla was able to put together human concepts, and she did way more than that. You watch a video about Koko. It's very, very, very interesting how this gorilla was so introspective. And this gorilla expressed herself to humankind. She gave us a message. Before she died, she gave us a message. And the message, and I'm not able to quote exactly the way she said it, but here's basically what she said. She said, "I'm a gorilla." And she hugged herself. "I love people. People I love." But she said, "I'm a gorilla. I am," and she started to list what she is: nature, other animals. Basically, she defined the fact that she is connected to everything, including nature. And she said, "People I love. People are stupid." And then she said, "People, please take care of nature, take care of the earth." Or she said it some way, "Take care of nature." And she said, "Nature is watching." This is coming from a gorilla. A gorilla named Coco knew, she knows. The animals know who they are. They know we're all connected. They know we are part of nature. They know that nature is watching us. They know that we need to take care of the earth and take care of nature. And they know that mankind is the only species that doesn't participate in that fully. Pretty wild. But if we as human beings can follow what Coco told us to do and take care of nature, take care of everything, take care of the all, take care of one another, be one with everything, and take care of everything and everybody. If a gorilla can tell us to do that, maybe we should be listening. But when it comes down to being an empath, and being an empath is just another way of saying, I know I'm connected. I feel connected to the all. And I hurt when you hurt. And I feel great when you feel great. It's feeling the energies of life. But we can gain and we can bring on resources. And once we do that, we have the choice to use those resources for the good of all mankind and all of the life. That's our choice. So that's all I've got for today. Quite a somber message, but I think that those two videos, it was amazing, or those two things, the video of Coco last night and then seeing the post on Neville Goddard, it was, things come together for a reason. And so it created a really good subject. But I'm going to get into the office now. I hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you next time.